Welcome to the Rewards Master Live on this Sunday afternoon. And I know I'm a little bit later than normal, but we had a special church service after the normal one today and a meal and all that stuff. So it's just kind of crazy this morning. So here I am. And I wanted to be able to schedule it for Sunday because I've been traveling so much. I was at the Creator Meetup in Sacramento the last few days. And then before that, of course, I was in Guatemala doing work down there in Guatemala. So I've just been traveling like crazy. Haven't been able to put out as many videos as normal. Haven't had my lives as regular. So wanted to make sure I got one in. So I do apologize. It's a little later than is typically the case. So thank you all for being here. Okay, who we got here? Well, the first is a really good thing, and that's Ichachi81 is now a channel member. So welcome, Ichachi. Good to have you on board. Same thing is true is with Cameron Arms 8021 and now became a channel member. Thank you, Cameron Arms. Let me see what else we got here. Just Gaming is here, says hello. Hey, good to have you here, Just Gaming. Juan Garcia says, good evening, Bop. Good evening, Juan. Good to have you here. Ichachi says, what's up, everybody who just became a member? Welcome to the channel memberships. And good friend Mike Newland, who's always here and always so supportive, channel member and even a Spreadsheet Warrior channel member, says, good evening, everyone. Great to have you here, Mike. Thank you for being here. Tampa Travel says, evening, Bob. Evening, Tampa. Good to have you. Dem, who's here as always. Good to have you, Dem. James in Arizona says, hello, RM and everybody. Well, good to see you, James. Chad's Money Minutes says, yo, from 38,000 feet. Chad's on the plane coming home, I'm sure. And Chad, I was really bummed that you got delayed and we didn't get to come to dinner with us Friday night. I couldn't stay over for Sunday. I had to get back home. Had to actually preach at church this morning. So I was getting back home for that. And I missed you. And my son was there. He wanted to meet you too. So we missed you. So I apologize about that. We'll pick you up at the next one, hopefully. Be able to catch up there. Juan Garcia, Mike Newland. Good evening, Mike. Mike Newland petitioning for a Spirit Airline to have a lounge in Fort Lauderdale by July. Spirit Airline Lounge. Now that would be, you'd have to pay for air that you breathe, I guess, extra, I guess. Nerdcan, how's it going, everybody? Good to have you, Nerdcan. Juan Garcia, Dem says, hey, Dem. Let's see. Ramachak says, hey, everybody. Good to have you here. Free Music, what's up? Spartan of Finance, channel member. Good to have you here. Says, nice way to wind down my day. Good evening. Yeah. Been a good day for me. Hopeful for you. Dem says, hey, Juan. EM Forte says, hello, sir. Good to have you here. Latitude Guy says, loitering and listening. Good evening. Good. Good to have you here. So we missed one. Russell Roves, RM, always a Sunday fun day seeing your lives. Well, good. I'm glad you like them. Dem says South Florida meetup January 25th. Yeah, I noticed Chad's trying to plan something for that. Mike from LA says greetings. Juan says to Dem, we'll be there, God willing. And Sleepy Rod says, what's up, RM? You see that Strata Premier surveys? Yep, I did. I didn't get one, but I saw it online. Seems like City is paying a pretty penny for AA. Yeah, that might be what it comes down to. I think, actually, if you want to know what my honest opinion is on this and many other things like it, I don't know if they'll do it. I think it'll probably turn out based upon how the surveys come back. But if they do it, what I think they're going to try, what they're really wanting to do is they're wanting to push more people to their high-end cards. With Citi, let's be honest. The Strata Elite is a good card, in my opinion, but it's not a card that a lot of people really need. I mean, there's not really a reason. Is it arguably a better card than the Premier? I don't know that you could argue that it is. I mean, the Premier is a good card. So, I mean, it's a unique card. It's a different card, but is it a better card? So to me, it seems like that's kind of where things may be going, is them trying to find ways to push people to certain people, if you want the very best, to be able to push them to the Premier card. I don't know, though, for sure. Mike Newland gives 10 Rewards Master memberships. Thank you, Mike. That means a ton. That'll help. Hopefully, I'm only 16 subscriptions away from 3,000 subscribers. So hopefully that'll even help us pull in some more people to watch and get those subscriptions. I'm going to be celebrating big time when I hit 3,000 subscribers, and it might be today. You never know. That would be awesome. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Good evening, Bop. Cesar says, how's everybody in the live? Let's see. We have Juan Garcia saying hello to Cesar. Dim says that he'll be there. Texas Dog saying hello to everybody. Dim says, I've shared, but I missed Calder's. Says, hey, Bob, good to see you. Dim says, I've shared this on other lives, but I've reached out a few former colleagues, 2 of which are in senior management and cards, and they're not familiar with any upcoming changes to the CSP. Okay, so, who knows? It may be maybe some people got that, but I don't know. It just might be a research department that doesn't really have any influence. Texas Dog, Mike is the GOAT, and I missed it again. Texas Dog, I mean, you almost got it, but Mike is the GOAT. That's absolutely true. Cesar says, Juan, Dim. So if there's changes coming, then they're keeping it close to the vest. Yeah. Just Gaming says, wow. And Russell Robe says, yeah, that City Nights 4X with CSP doesn't seem worth losing out on the regular 3X for spending on dining out. Yeah, no way. They're making the card not as good. I mean, for people who are spenders and stuff, it's like, yeah, is this card better now than the Elite card? I don't think it is. So I really think that's what they're trying to do, is differentiate. At least that would seem like what it is. Keg Tap says, just subbed. All right. Great to have you here. That gets me one more closer, 13 more, and I'm at the 3,000 mark. That'd be awesome. Juan Garcia gifted 1 Rewards Master membership. Thank you, Juan. That helps a lot. Thank you so much. Somebody will be blessed by that. If you receive that, or if you receive one of Mike's gifted memberships, make sure to say thank you on here. And I know some will. Dim says hello to Cesar, because right here, Latitude Attitude guy says, Mike, thank you. So there's one of them, Mike, that you gave the channel membership to. Christian D says, happy Sunday, a great weekend for March Madness. Always try to catch your lives. Thank you. Glad to have you here, Christian. Texas Dog, thanks, Juan. And Newland just said to Texas Dog that he got one. So that's great. Thank you so much for the gift. M. Forte said this. Really appreciate it. I appreciate it too for them. That's great. Just Gaming says me next. Texas Dog. And Free Music. I always miss the gift memberships. YouTube hates me. I've felt that way on people's lives as well. But I will say, what an awesome comment and a $10 super sticker, super chat here. Kevin P. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it. It says, just got approved for the JetBlue card, 70K points for 1K spend. I don't fly JetBlue, and they don't fly out of my airport. I think I have a problem. You do, because if I had a JetBlue offer 70,000 for 1K spend, I wonder if that was an in-flight offer, or maybe I just haven't seen it and it's online. But I've got the same thing. If I see it's an amazing offer and I don't fly them and I don't have, I'll often get it. So, we can all be in therapy in here together. I guess that's what this comes down to. But Kevin, thank you so much for that gift. I appreciate it very, very, very much. Dim, Free Music, check your settings. Oh, yeah, because you might not be getting gifts for that reason. You have to set up to receive them. Free Music, use them on United. Yeah, because of JetBlue. Texas Dog, you're welcome. Enjoy, Juan said. Kevin P, yeah, that's the plan. Let's see, we're moving down through these. Almost to the end. I promise, almost to the end. Mike from LA, thanks, Mike. Kevin, responding to Free Music. And Roman Chalk says, how do you justify that 2x 200 hotel credit on Palladium? I checked a few hotels. Is there a portal? 108 Hyatt price was 164. You pay 200 more for 4 days. So that's 200 is just poof. Yeah, I'm sure that happens sometimes. But when I check mine, I don't think it's that way consistently across the board. So Unfortunately, it's just more work, but I think what you have to do is you have to check it periodically. And I found that to be true on Citi. Sometimes on Citi's portal, it's like you said, it's 20, 30% more. But sometimes it's exactly the same price and sometimes it's cheaper. So I think it's just luck of the draw, the time that you check, and be willing to check it against other sources. So that's my answer to that. But all the portals are kind of that way. Charvisio, JetBlue points can be used for United flights. Yep, we've had that one pointed out. Roman Check says Park Hyatt directly on Hyatt is $1,200 a night, $2,600 through Bill. Whoa, $1,200 and $2,600. Wow, that is a big difference. Christian Z, I found pretty good hotels in the Bilt corridor, and you can use $100 Bilt cash, making it $300 off. That's true. I've done that. Well, I used $50. I didn't have my gold status yet. Kokababa. Hey, good to have you, Kokababa. Planning on going from Chase to Citi, but I am pre-approved for Venture X. Do I just pick it up in the meantime before I'm locked out? Bonus and travel credit won't be a problem. Okay. If I were pre-approved for the Venture X and I didn't have one, I would get it. That's just me. Venture X is very hard to get once you get deep into this game. So that's my opinion, but I don't know. Others can comment on it. But if I were pre-approved for the Venture X and could get it, that would move to my high priority card, just because I might be locked out at any time and nobody knows. On my next card, on the one after that, who knows? But it seems like once you're locked out forever. So that's how I would look at it. Deb, someone convinced me to take an Amex given green to gold upgrade offer. 1K spend, 30,000 MR. Wasn't planning on it, but yeah, I do those upgrade offers as well. I got one Delta coming up, 50K for I think 1K spend. So I think I'm going to do that probably too. YouTube experiment, just tuning in. Good to have you, YouTube. Mike Newland saying back to Dem. Servicio, Hyatt is a hotel chain that's more upcharged compared to other hotels. Don't go into the Bilt portal if you want to stay at a 4-figure Hyatt hotel. Do you people spend that much for a hotel for real? Yeah, I don't know. I think some people do. I don't, but Chad's Money Minutes. Thanks. I got one too. Just don't know who from. Good. Welcome, Chad. Glad you got you got it from Mike. I think it was from Mike. SJDP says, I would get that venture promo. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. 100%. If you can get the venture card and you don't have it, it could go away at any moment. So yeah, I'd get it. Stinky Monkey Baby says Bishop Bop for Sunday night credit card service. Yeah, here we go. That's right. Bishop Bop. That's hilarious. Mike Newland, official Chad's Money Minutes. Yep. Blessing Chad with that. I have no shot at getting the Venture X. I'm 15 cards deep. Russell says that. Yeah, I'm there too. They'll never give me one. Roman Chalk says, Servicio, I don't have Palladium, but was wondering if I get it, where could I use those? Where could I use those $200 credits? So I was checking in their portal. Okay. So that's where that came from. And Maldonado Jack says, hello, everyone. And good to have you, Madanda, channel member. And SJDP is here, who is a channel member and even one of our spreadsheet warriors, and gifts 10 Rewards Master memberships. Thank you so very much. And if you're blessed by one of these memberships, please make sure to comment, say thank you to SJDP. Aroma Chalk, I got the Park Hyatt for 30 to 35K points for 7 nights. Okay, so that doesn't sound that bad. Mike Newland says, thanks, that's great. And Sleepy Rod says, I'm in pop-up jail with Amex. I'm over 524 and can't get approved for Citi, Capital One, or Wells. What would you do in this situation? Oh, probably Amex business cards, to be honest. It seems like whenever I'm in that kind of situation, Amex business cards are the way for me to go. Some people can't do it. Some people don't like to get business cards. But the other thing is that some people can't do it because they can't meet the spend requirements. But if you can meet those spend requirements, you can still keep your points parade going. And the great thing is it kind of lays you off of the other cards that matter to some of these banks. So you could be getting business cards with Amex and be kind of gardening for Citi at the same time, because, it's not going to show up on your, as personal cards. So that's kind of how I've done it. Dem responds, Maldonado, did you try the lounge at GTM on your way back to the U.S.? Yeah, I did. I'm going to put out a video, all 3 lounges in Guatemala. There's 3 lounges in Guatemala. One's an Amex lounge. It's the weirdest Amex lounge you've ever seen. It is not a Centurion lounge, but it is an Amex lounge through their BAC Bank, I think it is down there. So I did a little filming in all 3. I ate in all 3 of those lounges in Guatemala. It was great. And I'm going to put out a little video on that. So yes, sure did. Christian Z used the built hotel credit, 200 plus 100 built cash for hotel in Rome. Nominal difference than booking direct. Okay, so not much difference. Let's see. Just Gaming said, I'm cursed. And Christopher Nugent says, just became a member today. Well, good. Welcome to the membership. All right, so let me get to the main event. All I got is just a simple main event today. And, wait. Uh-oh. Well, I'm just going to have to tell you what each one of these are, because I had on my original slides, I had like written across the top what this was about. But what it is the first line is first, second, and third. And what this comes down to is I'm going to rank our 3 U.S. airlines, the 3 big boy domestic competitor airlines, Delta, United, and American, on 16 different categories or 16 different areas. And this is based upon, because this got me thinking about that maybe I miscommunicated, because I have never seen anything like the visceral reaction I've had to one of my opinions that Delta, that Comfort Plus. And let me be very clear. I like Comfort Plus and I love Delta. I love them. I've talked about the Delta Reserve as one of my favorite ever. But I made the little statement that I didn't think of Delta Comfort Plus as an upgrade. And that had some very strong opinions from people I very much respect on the opposite side. And I thought, maybe I haven't been clear on what I think about all of the airlines. Because to be very clear, in response, some of the comments and things I've seen on it were almost like people think I don't know what I'm talking about, like I haven't flown these. I was a gold or platinum flyer with United Airlines for about 12 years. Okay, so I flew United forever. With Delta for about 3 years, I was a platinum flyer. That's right below the diamond medallion. So I have been upgraded a lot. And I have been Platinum Pro with American for about the last 4 or 5 years. So I have flown at least 500,000 miles with United, hundreds of flights with United. I have flown no less than 50 domestic flights with Delta and no less than 50 or 75 domestic flights with American Airlines. I have been in all of their cabins. So I've been in the back more times than not on all of them. So I've flown economy. I have flown basic economy on all 3. I have flown in their main cabin extra Comfort Plus dozens and dozens of times on all of them. And I have been in each of their first classes at least 10 times in each of them. On United, probably 50 times, but I've been at least 10 times in each of them. So what I'm saying is that I know these airlines. I've flown them as a status flyer. So when someone says to me something like, well, he just doesn't know how much better this airline is than this other one, I'm like, well, I've flown them a lot. I mean, a lot, all of them. Because as Chad would know, when you fly for work, you get very, I know what airplane I'm on. When I get on, oh, this is 737 or this is an Airbus or this is whatever, because you get that familiar with it. So I thought, I need to, from that experience, I need to go through and just do an honest evaluation in like 16 different categories of which airline is better and which one is lacking. So the first category, and I wish it was coming up on the screen. I don't know what happened to my PowerPoint presentation, but this first one is service. Okay, the service you get on the plane from the flight attendants. And this would include how often they come and refill your drink, if you hit the call button, how quick they come. This would include friendliness of the service and, all of the above. Well, my honest opinion on service, and I didn't know how to separate it here, but on service, Delta should be way up there, and United and American are almost par, but I had to put one above the other. So I think my experience is I think American's getting better. I think they're catching them real fast, but I think that United's better. So Delta is hands down, without question, the king of service. The service you're going to get from the flight attendants on the plane. That's the order. Delta, then United, and then in last place, American. Tell me if you agree or disagree, and then I'll go to the second slide. All right, there are so many comments on here. And how many people are in here? Goodness gracious, we got a lot of people commenting. 73 in here right now. And let's see. And only 19 have hit the like button. So please hit the like button. That would be great. All right. Wow, this is going to take a second to catch up on. Oh, here we go. BAC, DEM. BAC is all over Central America and part of why Amex is so widely accepted down there. Yeah, that was what it was called, the BAC Bank. It was a pretty good lounge. I got to say, I had this pasta dish that was really, really good. So, yeah, it was a pretty good lounge. Texas Dog. Amex has similar lounge called at EZE in Buenos Aires. Okay. Yep, BAC Lounge. Russell Robes. Rewards Master, do you use any SkyTeam Alliance partners, or are you strictly One World Alliance for domestic travel, i.e. AA? Really curious. Yeah, I flew back yesterday on United, and I flew out on Delta. So I didn't even fly American this time. And the reason I didn't fly American this time is because they were expensive on the points. So I had travel bank money with United. It was actually cheaper to fly Delta this time. So I'm just whatever works and whatever I got the points for. And as far as going One World Alliance, we're flying next month to Europe. We're going to Milan and coming back from Zurich, and we're flying Emirates over to Milan, and we're flying Swiss coming back, which is a Star Alliance. So yeah, I fly them all. I don't fly very much with SkyTeam because they just don't have a lot of great. I mean, the only one would be Virgin sometimes, but don't fly much with SkyTeam. But yeah, do a lot of Star Alliance, but not so much with SkyTeam partners. And that was what your question was. So thanks. Sticky Monkey Baby, good news. Built Portal is now showing way more refundable hotel room rates, but I've also seen some rooms that are very artificially high priced and clearly error glitches. Yeah, that's what some were already complaining about, is some of the crazy high prices. But if they have refundable, that is a better situation for sure. Jonathan Factor says, do you think that it pays to get the club card over the Quest card for states without using the club? Do you think it pays to get the club card over the Quest card for states without using the club? For states without using the club. I might be dumb, but I'm misunderstanding. But if I wasn't going to use the clubs, I would get the Quest card. I think it's the best card. So I don't know exactly what you're asking, but clarify, and I'll try to answer. But as far as just the question goes, if I wasn't going to use the club a lot, I would, I guess he's meaning for in the States, but I would use the Quest card if I'm not going to use the club. I just think it's a better card overall. I love the refund it gives you on when you turn in points for trips and stuff. So, Gentleman Explorer, flying out of JFK LHR on Virgin tonight, fingers crossed. Pre-check, Clear, Sky Priority. One of those got to work. Yeah, I used Clear in the Sacramento airport, and I never used Clear because we don't have it in Memphis. So I never used Clear, but it was like much shorter than the TSA pre-check line, and they only had one security line open, and they were taking them for both. It was long, but I got right through it with clear. So yeah, use what you got when you got it. Wrong check. I can't get anything from Amex, and I spend like $20K on groceries and $3 to $4K on restaurants on gold. Applied for platinum 2x times, no sub. Second only $80K. Yesterday pop-up gel for Delta Gold. Man, we ended up taking the $80K offer. That's all we could get. So I mean, I hate that for you, but that's what we ended up doing. Dim, anyone do anything with Rove? Did a mattress run to top off job booking, instant hit on points at 55x and a 50% transfer bonus through 331. 55x. Whoa, Dim plays on another level. SJDP, what class of ticket do you have, Gentleman Explorer? So maybe he can answer that question. Dim, Delta Metal is best on the domestics. Redemption, not so much. Yeah, that was my conclusion. I mean, and the soft product is just better. That's what we were talking about there on service, soft product. YouTube experiment, not complaining. Actually, the opposite. Built Palladium has yet to hit my report. I hope it doesn't. Yeah, mine hasn't hit mine either. So we'll see. Same YouTube experiment, says Dem. Kevin P says, Stinky Monkey Baby. Yeah, I've noticed more refundable stays on Built also compared to a month ago. Okay. Mike Newland, 1.2 million Delta mile from Oklahoma City to TFW. That would be a big redemption. Excuse me. HB Benia says, Dem, long live Rove. Yeah, that's crazy good. That redemption he was talking about. James in Arizona, great topic for me as I'm using my AA Platinum status to status match for Delta Gold over the next 90 days. Several upcoming Delta flights. YouTube experiment, Dem, I hear the business Navy Fed card is a ghost card not hitting credit reports, but haven't bothered to try. Okay. Finest spec, good to have you here. Something has to be said about how good United's app is. Oh, I forgot app was not one of them. I should have done that. Thank you. That'll be helpful as I do this again one of these days. United app is probably the best app out there. Yeah, the app is very good. I agree. It is better than Delta's and better than Americans. UConn just hit logo 3 and the lead over Duke. Okay, basketball updates. That's true YouTube experiment. Gentleman Explorer, Virgin upper class, business class with all the credit card documents. SJDP says, let's know if the Delta One entrance and security is open. YouTube experiment, I think, states was supposed to be status, but only guessing. Yeah, probably. I agree they're trying to make Premier worse so people will go for Elite. Yeah, that was my summation on it. Indeed, sir. 11:40 p.m. flight, says Gentleman Explorer and Jonathan Factor. So thanks. I meant to say status with United Airlines without using the club. Yeah. Either way, status or no status, I would have the Quest over the club if I wasn't going to use the clubs. That's just how it would be for me. Away Again Travels. Hey, Bob. Hey, baby. Good to have you here. Don't forget to go over and check her channel out. She's putting out new videos, so trying to get more subscribers. I think she has 137. Is that right? 137? I should be looking at her in the other room. 137 last time. So go check out Away Again Travels. Give her a subscription or two. All right, the next one. Okay, the next category was domestic first class. And these are not in any order, any particular random reason. Domestic first class quality. And this is my breakdown on it. And some people are probably going to disagree, and that's okay. But my experience has been Delta has the best domestic first class. Now, the seat's not necessarily better, but it's just a better experience. I mean, the service is a little bit better. I've gotten fewer grumpy flight attendants in first class on Delta than the other two. And my experience, now you understand, I have flown first class on all these airlines a lot. And my experience is I've enjoyed first class on American Airlines a little bit more than I was on United. I tended, and like I said, the seats were fine on both. The food is about the same. I mean, the drink selection is about the same. But it just, and this just may just be my own experience, but I've just gotten a little bit less grumpy flight attendants on American than I have on United. And Delta is just, again, better. That's been my experience. So let's do that one. Let's do one more slide. That was domestic first class. International business class. What do you think I'm going to say about this? International business class. Here we go. United Polaris is better, in my opinion, but I do have to qualify this. I have not been in Delta One. I haven't, because I just haven't had 397,000 points per person one way to spend on that. I haven't had it. Or I haven't been able to find it cheap with Virgin because it wasn't offered, whatever. But yeah, in my experience, from what I've seen of Delta One, though, I'm just having to make a guess on that. I think it's probably better than American's business class. But United Polaris is pretty decent. I mean, when we've been on it, United Polaris was pretty decent. And I don't mind American's first business class product. I don't mind it now. But it's not as good as United Polaris. So I'm going to rank these. And somebody who's been on Delta One, if I'm wrong, just correct me in the comments. But my experience, my guess is United, then Delta, then American Airlines. So that's my guess. Let's go back through and see. Okay. Nona says yes. 130. She's at 139 subscribers. She's correcting me on that. So go over there and subscribe to her channel if you don't mind. Dem gives a $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Dem. Appreciate that a ton. Says, please support Nona. Yeah. You can't give her a super chat or super sticker because she's not got the 500 subscribers you got to have to do that yet. But one of these days you can. One of these days. All right. And Nona says, Dem, you're the best. Dem, thank you. Love your channel. Oh, how sweet is that? Reminds me of my wife and how we travel. Yeah, that's us. Maybe we'll run into y'all someday, Dem, on the travel somewhere. Ron Byrne, channel member, says, please check your DMs on Discord. Sent you a message over there. Okay, I'll do it. Mike Newland, what's your airline status right now on all U.S. airlines? Right now, I believe I'm silver with United. I think I'm nothing with Delta. And I think that, and right now I'm still Platinum Pro with American Airlines. So that's the only one with real significant status is just American. And a little bit with United. Okay, YouTube experiment. I'm guessing no status with Frontier. Nope, no status with Frontier. No Spirit status. Oh, well, no American, no, excuse me, not American. No Southwest A-list status. So missing out on that. Okay, Free Music says, I'm getting ready to book business LAX to LHR, trying to decide between United and American. BA and Virgin fees are too high when flying from US to UK. Well, let me be very clear. I have flown on United Polaris twice, maybe once or twice. And I've flown in the last year, I've flown on American in business class 3 times on long flights. Once from Rome, twice to Korea and back. And I would say, I think United Polaris is a little better. I have said that. I mean, this ranking is. But if I had to pay a lot more points, I'd just go on American. It's not that much difference, in my opinion. So I would say, yes, United Polaris is better. But if I was saving 15,000 points or something to go on American, which you might very well might be, then I would just go on American. So that's how I would see it. Mike Newland says, without Spirit, you're missing out. I know. I just don't have any status with them. Away again, it's the only thing on United that's better than. It's the only thing on United is better than. Okay? Not sure what she means. She's going to get mad at me for not knowing what she meant. All right. So let me go to the next slide. Let's see how many we got in here actually watching right now. We've got 84. 84. All right. That's awesome. 35 people have hit the like button. All right. The next category is domestic. Okay. This is the one that's going to upset people, I'm sure. But I think they'll like my answer. Domestic economy extra legroom. You know what that means? Domestic economy extra legroom. On United, I never can remember what they call it. They don't call it premium economy. They call it economy premier, maybe premier economy or something. I don't remember what. If somebody knows, put it there. But it's basically United's extra legroom seats. I flew in it yesterday, didn't pay for it. Oh, this was a great story. So I'm flying back from SAC, and I am in. Oh, I don't even know how to admit this. It hurts to admit it. I'm in a middle seat, on like row like 29, in a middle seat. Couldn't get anything different. And so there's one aisle seat left. And so I left the lounge in Sacramento and I went to the gate 15 minutes or so before boarding. And there were a couple ladies working up there who looked like sweet ladies. So I poured on the Bop charm, and I went up there and I said, listen, you can file this question away and it doesn't hurt to ask. And they kind of giggled, and I said, I'm a big guy. Is there any way that I could maybe get an aisle seat? And they said, well, what seat are you in? I said, I'm in a middle seat. Is there any way I could maybe get an aisle seat? And I'm telling you, there weren't 3 open seats on that plane. And they had standby list and everything. So I'm thinking, and like I said, I don't have significant status. So it's like, nothing's going to happen here. This is going to be terrible. Well, she says, well, let me see what I can do. Why don't you wait over there and let me see what I can do. So I sure did. I went and I waited in direct eye shot of them. And I smiled. Every time they looked over my way, I smiled. And every now and again, they glanced my way and I'd smile. And then sure enough, one of them says, sir, come back up here. And she gave me the exit row, with the extra legroom. And she gave me the exit row on the aisle. And you know how much it would have been if I would have paid for that in the app? $137 is what they were trying to charge to upgrade. So, yeah, that's how it worked out. So I don't know what that's called, but it's some kind of premium economy or whatever. And there's a lot of extra legroom. Then you have United has that. You have American has what they call American main cabin extra. I fly that all the time. By the way, the best on the plane is row 17, which is the second of the exit row. It is gigantic. Nona and I love it. But in main cabin extra, you get way more legroom. You get snacks that are different. You get free drinks if you like that, all of that. And then with Delta, it's called Delta Comfort Plus. And as you know, Delta does theirs a little different. Rather than just booking you into that with status, they kind of upgrade you to it. This is not a commentary on the controversy I've started about it before. That's just how they do it. Of all of these, this is my ranking. So on these, what we call domestic economy extra legroom seats, I do think Delta Comfort Plus is the best. I do. It's just better service. Okay. I still stand by my previous opinions, but we're not going to get in that here. But I do think compared to its competitors, it's better. Just the flat out product. So I do think that Americans is the second best. And the reason, and I don't think it's that far beyond. In other words, I wouldn't pay personally $5 more to ride in Delta Comfort Plus over main cabin extra on American. I wouldn't pay $5 more. I don't think there's that much difference. I do think Delta Comfort Plus is a little better, but I don't think it's more than $5 better because they both give you free drinks if you want that. They both give you the exact same pitch of extra legroom. I looked it up, exact same pitch. Now, the reason I think United is worse is United doesn't have the extra snacks and free drinks. They just have the extra legroom. So that's something they don't have the other two do. So on this extra legroom seating, I do think Delta's the best by $4. I think American is behind them. And I think both of those are way better than United. All right, let me have it. This is like the most emotionally charging subject, it seems like, in all of YouTube, credit card YouTube these days. So, okay, let's see what you think. So YouTube experience, I'm guessing no status with Frontier. Correct. Free Music says, I'm getting ready to book business LAX to LHR, trying to decide between United and American. I think we already mentioned that one. That's right. Okay. Mike said, and then, all right. Oh, here we go. Mike said, the A booking to Korea is more about time and place, right opportunity. That's true. That's true. It was very much right opportunity. Nona said something about business class. How's everyone feeling about Breeze? They add some routes out of Palm Beach to the home airport. Need to check them out. Yeah, I've never flown them before. Mike says 90. What's he mean? Oh, yeah, we have 90 watching. Thanks, Mike, for pointing that out. Awesome. 45 have hit the like button. That's awesome. My max I've ever had in live ever was 107. So if we get anywhere near that, you guys make sure to let me know if I don't see it myself. Okay, Russell says KLM could work to the Heathrow Aer Lingus. They often have great deals for business class, though it's nothing crazy like Polaris or Delta One. Yeah, those are Delta One. Wow. Mike Newland, Dim, it's a windy adventure. That Bop Bop charm worked on me. It sure did all those 30 plus years ago. But don't worry, I didn't throw on the same charm with the ladies working at the gate that I did on you, Nona. So M Forte, that was a blessing. Yep, it was. Mike Newland, is main cabin extra an upgrade? Main cabin extra is not an upgrade. Let's be very clear. It's not an upgrade. Whether Comfort Plus is or not, main cabin extra is not an upgrade. All right. It's awesome, though. I do love it, but it's not an upgrade. Texas Dog, Economy Plus is main cabin. Economy Premium Plus are the purple seats behind business. Okay, well that's you're talking on United Airlines. Yeah. So I'm taking it the Premium Plus are the ones that would be the same as main cabin extra or Comfort Plus. On UA. Yep. Okay, Free Music. I would take JetBlue even more over the big three for coast-to-coast flights. All right. I haven't flown JetBlue but once, I think, and it wasn't a bad experience. Memphis Mike, Team Delta, let's go. Sorry, clicking on the like button now. All right. Good, Gary. Thank you for being here. Sleepy Rod, sorry, had to drop. Why isn't Alaska included with the big three? Well, Alaska doesn't fly everywhere. I can't even fly Alaska unless I drive 4 hours from my house. So I have 3 big airports. Well, big. I mean, Huntsville, Birmingham, and Memphis. All of those are like less than 2 hour drive, but I can't fly Alaska. So that's why I didn't include them in the big three. So I just don't think that they're fully a national airline on their own metal yet. And they're getting there. I mean, I think they will be. Charvicio, anything between first business and economy is just greasing the pockets for the airlines. Okay. Well, not when you get it for free. And so if you have status, you get it for free. Well, you do with American and United. Like I said, it's a different situation sometimes with Delta. One Kevin P, who would you like to buy JetBlue now that they are for sale? I think it'd be interesting if Southwest did. I don't think it'll happen, but I think anybody but one of these big three for competition's sake. And I just don't know that the regulators would let one of these big three buy them. That would be a really big airline. I mean, it would, well, I guess JetBlue's not that big, but it would bump one up. And I'm all for competition because I'm for better prices. Travis Travels, what's up? Hey, Travis. Travis has an outstanding channel. Him and I have done some collaborations. Check out Travis's channel. I know you'll like it. YouTube experiment. If JetBlue and Alaska merged, they would be comparable. They would be comparable to the big three. Yeah, I think they should do that. That would be a great thing for competition. Okay, so what was I on? I was domestic economy extra legroom. Let's do the next slide. So the next category is entry-level credit cards. Now, I don't mean the no annual fee card. So we're not talking about that free United Gateway card. And it's an airline card, but it doesn't have very many perks. We're not talking about the Delta Blue card here. I'm talking about that either $95 or $150 entry-level card with a fee that starts giving you some perks. If it doesn't give you free bags, we're not counting it. Okay. So of these three, which one has the best entry level cards? And you might be surprised here what my answer is, but this is what I think it is. I think United has the best entry level card with the United Explorer card. I do. It gives you the free bags. It does give you some ability. It's not as good for earning status as like the American card, but it does give you some ability to earn a few PQPs towards that. But the real kicker is it's the only one that gives you any lounge access, which is just cool. It's just cool perk. You get the 2 lounge passes every year, which is not a lot. I get it, but it is on the end, kind of the break into kind of card for the ecosystem. So I think it's pretty good for an entry level card. And then after that, I think the Delta Gold card has some good stuff. I really like the credit for Delta stays. I think that kind of offsets some of the cost. And then I think the Americans, even though it's less money, it's only $95. I just don't think it's as good. It just doesn't give very many perks. So that's kind of my breakdown on these quote entry level cards into the airline ecosystems. Okay, let's see. Mike says we had 95. We have 99. We have 99. That means we're 8 away from the most people I've ever had in a live in all time. 8 people away. That's crazy. So please hit the like. Please, if you haven't subscribed, do that, of course. And, any super chats, super stickers, channel memberships, anything like that helps. We are, like I said, 8 people away when I just checked it. So that would be amazing. Be amazing. Thank you, Mike, for pointing that out. Gary Point CFO says, like you said, Alaska isn't fully national, and Alaska seems like it would be a good choice to pick up JetBlue to make it a full cost coast-to-coast airline. I think that's a great choice. Yeah, I think that's a great choice. That would make them maybe big enough to be a true competitor with the other 3. And if they did, I'd be all in on that. I'd be excited. Although I will say, the 3 airports I fly out of, neither of those 2 airlines fly out of them. So even JetBlue doesn't have. JetBlue is a small enough airline. It only has a footprint in bigger airports. So I would hope someday they'll get a footprint in some of the smaller airports. Brett Axio says they're the same, just subplay. Okay. Mike says 100 and 1945. Awesome. Dim says howdy. It says it's doing good. Free music. Agree on the United Explorer card rating. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it's the best of that tier. It won't be the best on the next tiers, but it's the best of that tier. YouTube Experiment says JetBlue is big on the East Coast and Alaska is on the West Coast. So it just makes some sense to me. Yeah, I think so. I think that would be a great play. Maybe Alaska's been gobbled. I mean, they gobbled up Hawaiian. Maybe they'll do this too. Away again. We had 101 at one point. We're getting close. All right. YouTube Experiment deciding what to do with 2 entry-level AA cards I got from the sub, still under 1 year. If you don't need them both, then what you can do, you can upgrade. If you want a higher level card, you can do that, but then you miss out on the sub. But what you can do is you can downgrade them to a card. Citi will often, if you ask them, say, what are my downgrade options? And sometimes even if they won't let you do like a custom cash, they might let you do like an AT&T card, which you can then in a few months change to a custom cash. So that's kind of how a lot of people play it. St. Patrick Day channel member gives a $4.99 super chat, super sticker. Thank you, St. Patrick. Appreciate that so much. Happy Sunday, everyone. I'll have to catch the replay. Hit the like button. Thank you for that. I mean, we're still got good numbers in here. This is absolutely awesome. SJDP, Alaska buys JB and makes Boston and JFK hubs, and CHS, FLL and somewhere else focus airports. That would be fantastic. I agree. That would be great. And that would help. We would have real competition that would drive down prices and ultimately point prices as well. Michael says, money sign? Dim says, RM is CSE still a keeper for you? Chase Sapphire Elite. I was just thinking about that yesterday. I haven't decided yet. We don't have to just yet, but I'm having to decide soon if the City Strata Premier isn't changing. I'm going to suspect it'll be down. The CSE will be downgraded. I mean, I like it. I like it a lot. I just don't have a lot of use. It only comes out on city nights. It's the only time I use it, except if we want to book a black lane or something. But do I want that annual fee for that? I mean, and just have to work to get the credits back? I don't know. That's what I'm having to decide. Not sure yet, but that's where I'm leaning. Michael, $5. Okay, is that a super chat? I think maybe so. Thank you so much. Appreciate that a ton. YouTube experiment, only 58 likes. We can still do better. Yeah, let me see what we're at this point. Oh, it's making me log into my phone. All right, we are at 59 likes. That's better. That's better. It's creeping up there. That's awesome. Okay, what's the next category? Next category is best mid-tier credit cards. So this is that $350 range, and they're all right there at $350, right? So in that $350 range, you've got, of course, the Quest card for United. Then you've got the Delta has their Platinum card, and then on American, you got the new Globe card, right? They all do a little bit of different stuff, but they all try to justify the $350 fee. Well, here's how I break that down. I think Delta has the best mid-tier card, hands down. I think the Delta Platinum card is the best of those three. I think, now this might be a hot take that some might disagree with. I think American has the second. I think the Globe card's pretty good. And I understand it has one ridiculous credit in the Turo credit, okay? I'm discounting that. But it does give a companion certificate. It does give $100 splurge credit that's pretty easy to use. It does give $100 on-board food and drink credit, which I don't know if you'll be able to use it. I've been using it some just to get snack boxes to take with me to the hotel. But here's the thing. It really works well to help you boost your status. And I think a lot of people with a mid-level card, they're wanting status boost. Now, the Delta card does too, because it gives you 2,500 medallion qualifying dollars every year. And then behind that, I think, is the United Quest card, which I don't think the United Quest card's a bad card. I think it's a good card. I just think all of these contenders have pretty good cards in this middle range. And I think that the best is Delta, the second's American, and the third is United. Okay, what about premium cards? So you've got the Delta, you've got the Delta Reserve card, which if you watch any of my videos, you know I love the Delta Reserve card. You've got the AA Executive card, which I have right now, and you have the United Club card, which I've had. So I've had all three of these, lots of experience, had each of them for years. And my opinion on that is exactly the same breakdown. I think the Delta Reserve beats these other two by leaps and bounds. It's awesome. I love the Delta Reserve. And then I think that the AA Executive card is a very good card because I think that it doesn't have great credits, but it gives such good lounge access and it gives great, just really good earnings on AA hotels at 10x. That is just amazing if you use it that way. And then also it does give a couple of credits, I think $240 back, pretty easy to use, and then a ridiculous lift credit that I never use. But then also it gives some pretty good status earning. I mean, when you hit 50,000, you get 10,000 more towards your status. When you hit 90,000, you get 10,000 more. This really reduces status. And then you've got United. I'm not a fan of the club card. I think it's really expensive for what you get. And I don't like how they nerf their lounge access with that card. So that's kind of where I break these down. Well, let's see who agrees with me and who does not. Okay. Jimmy Duff is in here. Hey, Jimmy, channel member, says, Bop, good to have you here. Dem says, I'm converting the CSE to the custom cash. Can't see the value long-term. That's exactly what I'm thinking about doing, especially now with the Palladium. Prestige is still on the roster. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of my Prestige. I'll never get one again, so I'm not getting rid of that. Mike says Delta Platinum for us. Yeah, that was my opinion too. I think it's the best of the three. SJDP, by the way, the best of all these cards at any level is the Atmos Summit. Another reason for Alaska to buy bigger market. Yeah, you're right. Of course, that wasn't the scope of this video, but the Alaska Summit card is the best card of these. That's absolutely true. Russell Robes, the CSE is a really good card, but my DC on my roster is a no-go. The CSE is really a one setup card. Well, it can be because it does have a 1.5x multiplier and everything. So, Dem, I agree. We had 2 Delta Platinums and a reserve. Now down to 1 Platinum. Dem, agree. SJDP. Kevin, I'm keeping my CSE if they do change the CSP to that first version of the survey. I already got a three custom caches and a DC, so a double cache, so I'm good. Okay. You can always product change again, though. Charvicio, why the hate for Turo? It's really popular here in the South. Rental cars for old timers. I don't really hate them. I just have never used them, and it's just that credit's broken up so bad. That's why I don't like it. I mean, the credit's like $240, but you got to use it like $30 a time. So you got to rent so many times. I just don't like the credit. It's not really any hate towards Turo. It's just I hate that credit. NN3 says, have you used your Ritz card airline credit on award fees? Yep, I have. Works good. Just called them up. They took it off. All right. Dem says, I'm in the South and it's not popular here, Servicio. Yeah, where I am, I'm in the South. Mississippi's kind of the South. So I'm here, but I don't know of anybody using it here, but other places do it. Servicio, rental cars. Come to Miami. It's all we use. It must be in Alabama or something. Palm Beach, says Dem. All right. Well, let's see. LOL. Charvicio, yeah, you just out the loop, or you're an old timer. Well, maybe an old timer. Dem's only 39. I'm older than that. So, Dem, you're not an old timer. All right. So, let's get down to Calderas. Have you been to any data points downgrading CSE? No, I haven't heard any data points on it. So, I'm assuming that it goes simply. I mean, that's my assumption, because you would hear data points of people couldn't do it well. Mike Newland, does the Summit card get you an upgrade to main cabin extra? I don't know, because I don't have the Summit card. Does anybody know that? I mean, I know that I know Gary, Point CFO has it. So Gary flies sometimes on American. So let us know. Does it do that? Jimmy Duff, I fly out of ORD and TPA. American exec for me. Yep. That's American exec. It's good status. Damn, I prefer the reliability of a rental car company along with protections. Yep, that's what I've always done, but I don't rent that much. Jimmy Duff gave me $4.99. Thank you, Jimmy. Appreciate it so much. That's a great blessing. Appreciate that. Let's see how many do we end up with in here. Did we ever breach? We made it over 100 once, I think. Not quite to the 107 though. All right, we get free rentals with National, since my wife used to uses them for work. Okay, German Explorer, I may not have a shot at JetBlue. DOJ antitrust department is also on shutdown. Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, if I had to guess, the DOJ won't. The government's not going to let one of these major airlines buy them. I would think they think that's too big and would hurt competition. That's just my guess. Okay, Dem says no, Mike. Dem says only status would. Mike Newland will always take the Amex Platinum over any airline card, though. We are liking our Amex Platinum. Well, with that said, there is no way that I'm going to be able to get through more of these. I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I've only done 8. 8 out of 16. So we're halfway there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one more because somebody pointed out the app quality. I'm going to add one more. And in my next live, I'm going to continue this. So that's how we're going to do this. So I might do one on Friday night, like I sometimes do on an extra. And if so, we'll continue this. Let me tell you the rest of the categories that are coming. So we'll have a category for the app. We have a category for points value domestically, points value internationally, status program upgrades, status program card earnings, status program design and ease of use, lounge quality, lounge access, on-time performance. We all knew who's going to win that one and who's going to lose it. Gamification. In other words, what are some little tricks and stuff you can do? Which I did some this time, and I'll tell you about it in the live with American Airlines. I did some gamification coming home yesterday. And then we'll do one, of course, on the app quality. So I want to thank everybody for being here. This has been an awesome live. I mean, I've had so many folks tune in, and, you know, it's let me see if I get any more comments here. We'll always take Amex Platinum. Agree, Mike. And Mike says, you're popular. It's okay. All right. All right. Let me go back through and just thank everybody who was a blessing. Jimmy Duff gave $4.99. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for that gift. Michael McAvoy, $5, I think. It doesn't show up like a regular gift, but he writes $5 in there. So thank you. St. Patrick's Day, $4.99. Thank you, St. Patrick. I appreciate that so much. Let's see. The next one on the list is Dem gave $1.99. Thank you, Dem. Appreciate that. Appreciate your support very, very much. In addition to that, we got 10 channel memberships gifted by SJDP, and I know a bunch of you were blessed by that. We also had a $10 super chat from one Kevin P. Thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. That was a great blessing. Juan gifted 1 Rewards Master membership, Juan Garcia, and Mike Newland, the GOAT, Mike Newland, gifted 10 Rewards Master memberships. So that, by my count, that's 21 Rewards Master memberships gifted and a lot of great super chats. I'm just humbled. Thank y'all very, very much. And maybe, I don't know if it pushed me over the 3,000 subscriber mark. Let's see, did it get closer? We got a couple closer. We're only 14 away, so we're getting there. Thank y'all for being here tonight, and hopefully I will see you in the next live. I appreciate every single